Hello everyone and welcome to Knife Review 3000. Today we've got the Leatherman OHT, the one-hand tool. It's pretty much Leatherman's only one-handed tool where it's designed to get to everything with one hand. And they've done a fairly good job with it. There's some things I'm not a big fan of, but overall it's pretty good design. You can usually get them from $90 to $100. And they come in like this black, and then there's also a coyote tan color for the outside metal handle parts there. Let's kind of go around this and before we open anything and look at some of the parts here. This is a little lock that, if it's seated properly, you can lock it and the pliers won't come out. If you unlock it, you can get the pliers out fairly easily. And it has that lock because they can come out fairly easily. You might have it in a sheath or something that's, if it's pointed down, they can come out unintentionally. So that's why it's got the lock there. But yeah, you can open them one-handed, do what you need to do, and then close it up. I'm not the most dexterous person, so for most people it'd be a little easier than me, but it's doable. So you got the little lock on that side. On the other side, you've got a little threaded bit there for barrel brushes for cleaning guns. Kind of an odd thing to put on there, but I guess it can come in handy if you lose the handle of your brush. So that's there if you need it, and that's about it for that before opening stuff. We can do the pliers first. You've got pliers with the replaceable wire cutters on there, which is nice. They are not needle nose. I think they were just ran out of room or something, but other than that, they close fairly well. They close right on that tip, which is pro and con depending on what you're trying to do. As you can see, you're not going to be this whole patch isn't touching. It's just the end there. So just depends on what you're doing, whether that's a good thing or bad. So yeah, they are spring operated. Again, goes back to one-handed. It makes it real easy to use. Actually, they're fairly comfortable, nice size. Nothing, no sharp bits on here. They're all fairly rounded over. Do have a couple of corners there, I guess, but I have been using this for a while. I haven't noticed those digging in or anything when I'm using it, so I don't think that's a real big deal. I certainly don't feel it normally. Let's see. Closing it is, as I said, you push in the little tabs right there, closes, and you're good to go. I guess before I get too far, we can do sheaths really quick. It comes with a black or coyote mole based sheath with Velcro. It's very tight. I almost thought at first like it wasn't made for this, but I guess it does fit in there. Just very tight. Guess that'll stretch over time, but I'm not a big fan of Velcro, and I don't use mole straps, so I went ahead and got this guy from Clip and Carry. It's a American company, made in the United States, which is always nice. You got there's what it comes in. Made in USA, guaranteed for life. So they do some good stuff. It does take a little bit to get them dialed in as far as the retention, but you just play with it for a little bit and you'll eventually get it. It's a little tight, actually. It's a lot tight, so I'll have to play with that. But that's what I've been using, and I like it. Again, just got to fiddle with the screws a little bit. Just have to be careful not to get it too loose or they'll fall out. So just FYI. But I've got a few of these. I've used this one for my Super Tool 300 for a long time, and it's the only issue I ever had was a screw fell out because I had it too loose. Not a big deal. They do sell the screws separately. So as far as sheaths, scabbard, that's the deal. Alright, so now down to business. The big thing with this is you can reach everything one-handed. So you can just start anywhere here. Before I do, they have little pictures in the handle of what it is. So there's a knife, there's flathead screwdriver, there's your can opener, bottle opener, there's your saw, Phillips head, got your strap cutter, and flathead screwdriver, one size. There's 3 sizes of flathead screwdriver. There's another size of flathead screwdriver, and then serrated. So you got little pictures, because it's hard to remember sometimes where things are. So there's the main blade. I think it's 2.3 inches, something like that. It is less than 3 inches if that's a deal, or an issue where you live. Fairly easy to open. Everything on here locks too, which I really like. That's why I like my Super Tool also, is it's locking. When I first got it, everything on here was super stiff. It really took 2 hands to get this open, but just work with it for a while. I haven't put any oil on it. I just kind of opened and closed it a bunch, and they've loosened up to where I can use it one-handed now. So there's your main blade. Flip it around to the other side, and you've got a big flathead screwdriver there. Across from that is your bottle opener, can opener. This one's a little awkward to get to because it's on this side, but it's doable. It's your saw. Then you've got your strap cutter with medium flathead screwdriver, and then the thumb hole can also be used as an oxygen tank turner runner there, if that's something you do. You've got the tiny flathead there. On this side, you got your Phillips head, which has a decent length to it. It's not, wish it was a little longer, but it is what it is. I've used it a good bit in it, and it works fine. It's kind of small, we can see, but not too bad. And then let's see, what have I not done here? Little, and then serrated. So you've got a serrated blade on there also. So good bit of tools on there. I think it's 16 in all, which is decent. Overall, good design. Biggest couple of gripes that I have are where they put the blades, or where they put the 2 tools that I use the most, which is the knife and the Phillips head screwdriver. Most sheaths, and both of these really, you've got the smaller portion going down and the bigger up. This kind of makes sense. So most people are going to pull this out like that, and then have the option of of this, which is the bottle opener, which is probably the least used thing, where they can flip it around and it's a tiny screwdriver, which I don't use either of those very often. So when you pull it out, you have to flip it around. Let's see, you would pull it out like this, and then you have to flip it around to get to the knife. And then the Phillips head is the one I use the next most, I guess you could say. And that is, trying to see it through the camera here. Where am I missing? Right here. So yeah, so the Phillips head is on the right side, which makes it harder to get out. It's doable, I can do it, but really would have been nice if that was over there, you know. Ideally it would have been knife on this side, Phillips head on that side, and now that would have been really nice, but they didn't do it that way. I wish I knew why. I'm sure there's a good reason, but really either one of these, you're gonna be pulling it out that way, and then be hard to get to the two tools that I use the most anyway. I don't know about you, so feel free to comment which tools you use the most, and if this design makes sense of where they put each tool. I'd like to know. So yeah, that's kind of my take on the OTH. If you have any questions, definitely leave them below. If you haven't subscribed, please do. That would help me out a good bit. And yeah, y'all have a good day. Thanks.